Hey guys, welcome to another Vlogmas video. Today we are going to be doing the throwback tag. So hey guys, Sarah.
And San.
And
Baby B.
Bryony here for another Vlogmas video. And today we are doing the throwback tag. If you're wondering why she's wearing a bib, she spits up all the time, so that's how we remedy it. Or cope with it, I guess. But anyway, one of my newly favorite YouTubers, a child-minding mummy, overseas. Actually, we're in the United States. She's overseas. She's what they call childminder over there. Basically, like the exact same thing I do, childcare, but she does it overseas. I think with her mom. And she has a lot of really good videos, and she tagged us in this throwback tag. So I thought we would do it for Vlogmas. So let's just jump right into it. What year were you born?
88.
88. We're actually filming this on his birthday, so he's 29. I was born in 89. We're almost exactly 6 months apart, so I am 28. I will turn 29 next year. We are pretty much 90s kids, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any pictures of yourself from when you were younger? We will pull up some on Facebook. Do you want to describe how you looked when you were younger?
I was like short and chunky.
He was like a teddy bear. He
Yeah.
called himself Fluffy.
Yeah.
He was so cute though. He had a giant head.
Still have a giant head.
Well, he still has a giant head, but yeah, he was really cute. This one looks a lot like him, but right now anyway, I don't know as she gets older. I was just a cute little redhead. Never thought I was cute, but I look back and I think I was pretty cute. A little redhead, so I'll try to post some pictures on here just for you guys to see. Let's see. What TV shows did you grow up watching?
Like she said, we're 90s kids, so a lot of Nickelodeon stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Hey Arnold, Rugrats, Rocko's Modern Life.
Bless you.
you.
Oh my gosh, just so many shows. I can't even really think. What was that? Rocket Power. Rugrats, Doug. I love Doug. Recess. A lot of the Saturday morning. Saturday morning. Oh, no, I said Recess. What other ones were on there? Oh gosh. I don't remember. Just all those. I feel like whatever was on TV. We didn't have like Netflix and stuff back then. What did you want to be when you grow up, and do you still want to be that?
I don't even know if I wanted to be necessarily anything. And
You don't remember?
no, I don't remember, honestly.
He's a chef now. I want to be a marine biologist for a while, and then I think I wanted to be a teacher, and then I think towards the end of high school I didn't really know what I wanted to be, but I was a teacher for a little bit of time, middle school. It just wasn't for me. Now I'm a child care provider, so I still teach just really little kids, and I wipe butts, so it's a little different, and clean up puke and stuff, which is
Fantastic.
I do a lot of other fun things, but that's the difference between that. So yeah, I think that's the answer. Show a video of yourself when you were younger. I don't have any videos of myself.
Neither do I.
Really. Sorry guys. I'm sure if I did, they would be very embarrassing. What were your favorite toys to play with? I loved Legos. Oh my gosh.
I had, well, they didn't really have toys, I guess. Like, we grew up in that era when like video games were starting to like boom.
Yeah.
So I had a Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I eventually got a Sega.
Game Boy? Did you have
Game Boy, yep. I had Game Boy. So
I had a Game
that
Boy.
was most of my toys.
I never thought of like, that's kind of sexist. Game Boy? I had a Game Boy. I had a Game Boy. I had a PlayStation. I remember playing like a Mary Kay and Ashley game. There was a Spice Girls game. 101 Dalmatians game. Rugrats. But yeah, I played a lot of Legos. I would like build houses, like the layouts, and then use the people as like Barbies. I'd play like with cars and like put out big drawing pad paper and tape it together and like make a town. Barbies, dolls, doll houses. But I think I did a lot like with my imagination. I don't know, but Legos were probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, oops. What was the most, or what's the most embarrassing thing that you remember doing? Some of the clothes I wore were pretty embarrassing. I had these pants, I think in sixth grade, that were jeans, but they were like bleached to look like they had bubbles on them, in like with bleach, like embarrassing. I think I was so embarrassing.
Wow.
I think I was just embarrassing in general. I was such a nerd. I
don't know.
Embarrassing
I can't really
thing we did.
think of anything.
I don't know. I just think I was like a walking embarrassment.
No.
I don't know. Like, you fell in love with me, guys. I don't know. I think that says more about you than me. Read something you wrote when you were in kindergarten. I'm not gonna go to my parents.
I wrote a story about
something.
like how Santa Claus got like taken by thieves and stuff like that. We found it when we went back to my mom's house. It's that book I wrote in like 2nd grade. Remember that?
Oh, I think we have it somewhere. Yeah. I wrote in in 2nd grade. I have a book called Puppy Love with Kitties. I remember. And then in 4th grade, I was digging through. This was a few years ago. My parents kept like everything. So there was this really morbid story about like an Easter story or Thanksgiving story or something I wrote, like about death and like all this stuff like from 4th grade that I thought was like really funny, but I'm sure my parents read it and were like, do we need to get therapy for this girl?
Geez.
This was funny. I don't even think they wrote a lot in kindergarten. Not like they probably do these days. 3 songs you loved to listen to as a child. Spice Girls, anything Spice Girls.
I like the NSYNC. That's not embarrassing at all.
No, it doesn't say embarrassing. Just 3 songs you love.
You know, mostly boys don't really have didn't really were into the boy bands. You think? Oh, you think?
I think everybody was.
Yeah, I guess.
3 songs though. Probably any Spice Girls song. I loved Bewitched. Who else? Oh, 18s. They like redid all the ABBA songs.
Oh, okay. Savage Garden I really like too.
S Club 7. And they had a show. I just remember that. S Club. That was more like 4th grade, I feel like, is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, just all those. That's when like the Now 1 CD came out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
True. Yeah, now they're like Now 68.
Probably like Now 5,000. What was one funny thing you dressed up as for Halloween when you were younger? Funny thing.
I dressed up as Jason, but since it was so cold, I had to wear a snow jacket. So it was the hockey mask and a snow jacket.
I don't know. Embarrassing.
It wasn't embarrassing, I guess, but I just didn't.
Or funny. Funny, I guess that was kind of funny. I don't even really remember. I think I was a witch, so I had like a long black wig, which on me probably looked ridiculous. I don't really remember what I was. I don't remember things that well. I have a really bad memory for stuff like that. I don't remember. Sorry guys, I have no idea. So baby went down for a nap, but next question is, tell a funny story or something you remember happening when you were young.
There's one time, well, not one time, I guess I had a habit of, well, I grew up. So I guess when I stayed with my grandma, who watched me a lot, she raised me, there was a lot of people that swore in that household, and I picked it up. And I would pick up the phone when somebody called and say, oh, is so-and-so there? And I would say, F you, and then I'd hang up the phone on them. It wasn't F you, that was the real deal. They call back and give whoever an earful for having a child answer the phone like that. So that was pretty bad.
How old were you?
I was like 5.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I would be so embarrassed.
And then another story was, for some reason I had a habit of chewing on the windowsill. Don't ask me why. I did it often and a lot. So much that in order to get me to stop, they put like spicy, like Thai pepper chili paste on the sill, and that got me to stop like immediately. And I guess I would eat toothpicks too. It was weird. I was a weird kid.
Yeah, I guess. The only story I could think of that comes to mind is, I think I was in about 6th grade, maybe 5th or 6th, and my grandparents had a farm, and they were having a big auction. and I was about the same age as two of my female cousins, and we were just kind of left to roam the farm during this auction.
Oh.
And so we went into the hayloft, you know, like the second story of the barn. And there was like between a lot of times in barns, like when you're going from one floor to the second floor, there's like a ladder, and then there's like a door in the ceiling / floor that like slides. So we were up in the second floor, and that was shut because there were also stairs to get up there that they had built later. So that door was shut, and it was in the floor of the second floor. And we thought it would be fun, I have no idea whose stupid idea this was, to hold hands and take turns jumping on the door like it was a trampoline. I don't know what we were thinking. And we said, if anybody starts to fall, we'll just grab them. I don't know what, the more I tell this story, the more I'm like, what did we think was gonna happen? So my cousin, Catherine, jumped and the door broke. And I shouldn't laugh because it's really not funny. She fell and like broke her ankle. And I just remember all this like dust flying up, and we ran down the stairs to catch her, and she's like screaming, and people are running to like figure out what was wrong. And I laughed so hard I peed my pants. I laughed because it was like one of those situations like, what? Like it wasn't funny, but all I could do was laugh, and I laughed so hard I peed my pants. Like, and then she had to go to the hospital. So yeah. Really? So stupid. Yeah, that's just one of the many examples of my brain. Okay, but at least it wasn't just me. I don't know whose original idea it was, but it was so stupid. What do we think was gonna happen? I don't know. Are there any special things you've kept from when you were a child? Oh, I'm sure I have a ton. Just like,
No,
I have some blankets I made with my grandma.
I have like a stuffed animal that I've had forever, I guess.
I have some stuffed animals.
Maybe a necklace or two that my mom and dad might still have.
Yeah.
And that's nothing.
And
really.
my parents kept like every school thing I ever wrote or did, so that should be fun to have to go through one day. What, or are there any special things, no. What was something weird you used to do as a child? You kind of already answered that. Do you have any other things you did were weird? I have a couple things I could think of. I used to sit really weird watching TV. I would like, I can't do it anymore, but like have my legs up, like, and just like sit back and have my, like, I don't know, I would sit all contorted on the couch. I also, this is really gross, but like would never flush the toilet. I remember there being like fruit flies or something. Like, why did I just flush the toilet? No, it's really gross. I don't know why.
That is weird.
Because I had like my own bathroom kind of like that my parents didn't use upstairs. Like, why didn't I just, maybe I was scared of flushing the toilet?
I guess I only used to just eat egg yolks. And never the white, never the whole egg. Yeah,
and you wanted pepperoni pizza
but
baked,
forced.
But then she would take all
No, she would just take them off in general. They would just buy me pepperoni pizza, and then they would just take it off. I don't even know if I liked it or not.
Buying cheese pizza?
Yeah, I don't know.
What was the other thing I was gonna say? I've always been really weird about this, and I don't really know how to describe it, but like when I'm driving or in a car, I always do this thing with my feet. I feel like I have like OCD tendencies. So like, let's say you're driving past a series of light poles or like electric line poles. I always push my right foot down in between the two. It's like when you get halfway between the two dark poles, I push my right foot down because my right foot is like the light foot, and I push my left foot down when I get to the dark thing.
Like,
so like
you on a cruise, or you like?
No, I don't really do it. I just like, probably don't do it when I'm actually driving, but when I'm like in the car sometimes, and I used to do it all the time growing up. Like when you pass something dark, I'd push my left toes down, and when I get in between those on the lighter color, I push my right foot down. It's really weird. It doesn't make any sense probably to anybody else. Let me know if that makes any sense to anybody else.
It doesn't.
I have weird things like that, or like I had a bunk bed for a while, and like I would tie myself, and if it took me more than 5 seconds to get up, I thought I was gonna die. Like just stuff like that. I don't know. And like if I this started when I was little too. Like if I see garbage on the ground and I don't pick it up, I'm always like, well, if you don't pick it up, you might die. I don't know. It's just really weird. Like, so I always go back and I pick it up.
Okay,
I don't
then.
know. Okay. It's got really real in here.
Dark.
I guess. It doesn't seem that dark in my head, but do you ever do that? Like
No.
might as well just do it. It might
Might
be
as well
the
just
thing that
do
kills
it,
you.
But no, never that extreme.
Okay. Okay. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? Oh, I have so many stories.
The only thing I could think of is I almost drowned once near
Yeah,
Lock
that
and
is
Dam.
scary. Yeah, he's still scared.
And that's why I
swimming.
refuse to swim.
Yeah, he's terrified.
Yeah.
So, I grew up on a farm. This was probably 7th or 8th grade, so I was a little older. My dad had these cattle called Scottish Highland cattle. I'll include a picture. He's obsessed with our like Scottish heritage. So they have this like red shaggy hair and they all have these big horns. And I think he had like some of them that we had butchered or that had passed away. He like kept the skulls of. So there were these skulls like out in the middle of nowhere. And I like to like go roam around the woods and stuff, not at the darkness at nighttime, but in the day. I just was an outdoors kind of kid. So I remember it was like close to the end of the day and I was out just like walking around and I heard neighing. I heard it. I heard it first, okay? I heard neighing. And we didn't have any horses, but we lived on a street with lots of Amish, but they were kind of far away. So I was like thinking, did some horses get out? Like, and I kept walking and I kid you not. I kid you not. You've heard this story, do you remember?
Yeah.
There in the tree was one of those heads drying and the mouth was moving and it was neighing.
Creepy.
I have never ran so fast in my life back to my house screaming. My mom thought I was like dying and she was so mad at my dad for having those heads out there, but I kid you not, you guys, I heard the neighing first and then I saw the mouth moving. I don't know if
That's
the
your
mouth
mind
is
playing
probably
tricks on
my
you, I
mind,
think.
but like,
But still, that's spooky.
it was creepy. Other stories, one time I had a futon bunk bed, the bottom was a futon and it was laid out flat and I was sleeping down there. And I felt something kick me from underneath, like legit. It, you know, like a futon
jab?
mattress is kind of flexible.
Yeah.
It kicked.
Oh.
It kicked me. I didn't have any siblings in the house. What would have kicked me?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I got another one really quick, but like, same grandma. I think she may have passed away or not, and we were doing a lot of like ceremonial stuff for her or something like that. Something that involved somebody passing away or some kind of ritual like that. Anyway, we live close to like the downtown area of our thinky town, and we would go down there once in a while to like the thrift shop, and there's like a variety store with like random doodads you could buy that are way overpriced. But anyway, it was me and some other kids that were walking downtown. We were walking down the block and we saw a lady all dressed in white. I don't know if this is a real story that I remember or I made this up.
Told me this.
But dressed in all white, walked past her. So we said hello, I'm very sure of this, and then I think I remember looking back and she was gone.
Oh my
like,
God.
I don't know if that was real or if that was a dream, but like, I don't know why I still remember it to this day.
You never told me that.
I never told you that one?
No.
Yeah. A little time I was at home alone and I heard my voice. Not my voice. I was home alone once and my nickname's Oscar and I was getting ready to go to school and I just heard a whisper, Oscar, out of the blue. Just no one was home, just me. And that was spooky too.
Okay. Last one. How is the world now different from how it was when you were a child? Oh my gosh.
That's a can of worms.
Well, and it's so hard to answer that because when you're a kid, you're not aware of what life is like for adults.
In a nutshell, it's not as innocent as what it seemed to be. It's not, like obviously everybody says it's not rainbows and butterflies. It really isn't, you know?
I feel like the 90s, and I've watched like things on like, was it MTV or something?
Sure.
Like, they call like the 90s like the last great decade or something.
Yeah,
like,
or something like that.
I mean, there were things that happened, but I just feel like in today's world, like, our country is so divided. There's so much, like, I don't know, it's
everybody's
just
trying to be
scarier,
PC and
yeah,
not hurt anybody's feelings, and like just there's just so much drama, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean,
but the flip side is, I think there's a lot of good in this world too. You know,
yeah,
like,
I just think
like
it
there's
doesn't get
outlets
highlighted.
like this that allow us to reach you guys and communicate. Social media.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think
social media
is
wasn't a
great,
thing.
honestly. You know, like, and now that science has, you know, prevailed, and like a lot of people getting better treatment for cancer and better treatments for other things, and like, you know, like let's say we were married in the 90s and we didn't know much about like IVF or fertility, you know, like we would have just been sitting ducks. But
it's kind of like a double-edged sword though, because like when we were growing up, I feel like nobody really talked about what was in your food. Like we were just like mac and cheese, sure.
But
and
that's
now
also like another downside of it
it's
too.
Like kind of, because like now we know all this stuff, but like it's really hard or expensive to implement.
This is 50 cents, but over here's $1, but you know what's going into it.
And
it's
like
just tough,
pesticides,
you know, but
all that. And like
I
feel like
we're
in
more
an era of
informed
knowledge.
more than ever,
yeah, that's
which
what
is
I was gonna say.
a blessing in disguise, really.
I feel like we're in an era of knowledge, like so much more is known, which makes it harder. Like being a parent, I feel like is harder, and there's so much more judgment. But at the same time, it's hard to say because we weren't adults back then. We were kids, and I think anytime you're a kid, it's different than being an adult. So.
And it could be the same for other generations too. Maybe they felt the same way. Like we felt,
but it felt
pressure to be
simpler.
good parents.
That's for sure.
And there's just so much, you know. Like a social media thing, you know, like you want to be as good as that person that's got this and that, or make millions of dollars tomorrow, or you know, like there's just too much comparison. But I don't know. I think right now I wouldn't trade it for any other generation to be the time to be living in. I think there's plenty of opportunity to grow, to learn. Yeah, I mean we have like it's knowledge. I mean with the computer and internet, it's like knowledge at your fingertips. Yeah. So. Anyway, I don't think we're going to tag anyone, but this was a fun thing. If you guys want to do the tag, that would be awesome. I'd love to watch it, or just answer the questions yourself. And if any of this resonated, I guess if we had to pick one question is, what's the scariest thing that happened to you guys? Because that's a very, I don't know, I love hearing spooky stories like that. Yeah, because, oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you come back tomorrow for another Vlogmas video. We'll see you then. Bye, guys.